welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Post Review Friday. If you're new on my channel, Post Review Friday is exactly what it sounds like. On most Fridays of the year, I talk about my most recent finish, the good, the bad, the ugly. Some things end up being controversial, but that's okay. So just remember that anything I say in these Post Review Fridays are my personal opinion. You may absolutely love the kit. It may be your favorite finish, and that's great, but I do get a little nitpicky when it comes to my diamond paintings. So today, have you guys ever seen that little boy? He's a little British boy that cooks. He does baking with his dad. So whenever I say today, I always want to go today because he is just so cute. Anyway, I digress. We are talking about The Sight by Kurtis Rykovich. This is from Dreamerdesigns. As all Kurtis Rykovich images are, they are licensed only, he is licensed only with Dreamerdesigns for diamond paintings. This is a 60 centimeter by 80 centimeter, tends to be the size that most of his images come out in diamond painting form. And we have 60 colors with 3 ABs, 2 crystals. No, that's a lie. 3 ABs and 3 crystals. There we go. This one is so pretty. So I started this one on October 14th and I finished it on October 21st. And I do have some thoughts, but overall, I do really like this image. I will pop up a full-length image for you guys here so you can see it from a distance. I do think that it turned out really, really pretty. I feel like for a lot of people who watch my channel, me completing a Kurtis Rykovich always seems to be a little bit surprising for people because he's definitely not my typical art style. I appreciate all art, to be completely honest with you, but I just feel like I kind of fit into a little bubble. Like a lot of people can guess each weekend, they can guess the kit that I'm going to love from Diamond Art Club or Dreamerdesigns, and Kurtis Rykovich is a little bit of a dark horse for me, and I absolutely love his artwork. Even the artwork that I wouldn't personally diamond paint, or like the kits that I choose to skip, I love all of them. I think he's just so talented, and I do really enjoy his art, especially this time of year. Now, I know there are plenty of people out there who work on Kurtis images year round. I think I've worked on one around Christmas time in the past, but for the most part, I do reserve my Kurtis Rykovich images for spooky season. It just kind of fits my vibe this time of year. So I have completed, oh gosh, I don't even know if I could ballpark it for you guys at this point. I have completed at least 6 to 8 images from Kurtis Rykovich. The majority of my Dreamerdesigns stash at this point are all Kurtis images. I think all but 2 are from Kurtis Rykovich. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how much I do appreciate, enjoy, and I do like completing his artwork as a diamond painting. With that being said, this image is beautiful, but there were definitely a few things that I didn't necessarily love about this diamond painting. Now, I think a big reservation for a lot of people with Dreamerdesigns, particularly with their Kurtis Rykovich images, is the face. Now, I do think that they have scaled back quite a bit. There used to be kits, and there might still be kits that come out that are full of ABs all throughout the face. This one does not have ABs in the face at all. We have some crystals in the eyes, and we have some crystals and a couple of ABs in the lips, but the face as a whole does not have AB drills in it. However, I do personally think the face could use a little bit of help with this one. Now, if you look at the original artwork, you can see that she does have, I'm not exactly sure what is going on around her eyes, but there is definitely some white underneath her eyes in kind of like a starburst formation. I'm hoping you guys can actually see that in the image. I just don't think that translated well in diamond painting. So she definitely has like some light colors in her face, but I don't know if it's the color choice, because the majority of her face is like a light purple. And then you have these blue splotches right in the middle of her face. And I just feel like it really takes away from the overall look of the rendering of her face. I think her eyes are beautiful. I think her lips are beautiful. And I think I could even get by with the little white patches under her eyes. But the middle of her face with those two blue colors, it just kind of doesn't do it for me. So that was a bit of a disappointment for sure. I think her hair is fabulous. I think her hands rendered really well. I know they're creepy. I got a couple of comments about how creepy her hands were, but I think that's the point. I think her hands came out great. I love the design of her top. I feel like that translated really well. You can see there's like kind of like ripped lace around her neck, and I feel like that translated pretty well into the diamond painting. I think her hand tattoos translated pretty well. She does have crystals as her nail polish, which I really do enjoy. And again, her hair is just absolutely beautiful. The biggest thing for me in the rendering of this is her face. I also have a little bit, I don't want to say an issue, but I don't love the way the gradient in the back like blended in. So there's definitely a gradient again in the original image, but it's just so blocky. And sometimes that is an issue when you render a painting into a diamond painting. You do tend to see that, but up here towards the top, you can see how it kind of like mists, like it's kind of misty with these gray colors. I feel like this could have blended just a little bit better. So there's some in the middle of the painting, and then there's also some of that at the top here. I feel like the top's a little bit better. It's not as like stark of a line, but on the sides of her, I definitely think this could have been blended just a little bit better. What else? Oh, the crystals in this diamond painting, there were 3. Now, I like crystals. I don't love them. My favorite special drill is a fairy dust, like with the really light sparkle of glitter shimmer. I love that. The crystals definitely aren't my favorite, but I do enjoy them. And I think that they were used really, really well in this diamond painting. Like I mentioned, she has them in her eyes. There's some around her lips. Her hair has like a yellowy gold crystal. Her hands have that silver color, but they were sized wrong. So the crystals were too large for the drill field. And I was really having to wrestle with the other diamonds just to make everything fit. So it's very tight. I'm hoping you guys can see. So like, for example, this row of 3, it's so tight. I really had to squeeze this regular drill in to get everything to fit. So I don't know if that was just an issue with this particular batch of crystals that they used. I don't know if that's a widespread issue with the crystals. I did finish another Kurtis in September, but that was older stock. This is a newer release, and I know that Dreamer Designs has changed their drills. At least I've heard that from some of you guys. I don't know that I noticed a huge difference with the rounds. I'm assuming they did more with their square drills because I love Dreamer Designs rounds. I have said that from almost day one when they started with rounds, because originally they were just a square drill company. I have always loved their round drills. So the drills themselves were fine, but the crystal, in my opinion, is just slightly too big for the drill field. So maybe, again, that's just something with this particular batch they used versus all of their crystals, but I did notice that as an issue. As far as the rest of the painting, the drill field, the symbols, all of that fun stuff, I did not have any issues distinguishing between symbols. I know that's kind of been a little bit of a trend with me lately. I've been having some problems distinguishing between drills lately, but this diamond painting was fine. I did not have any problems, which was great. Everything was printed super clear on the canvas, and the poured glue was pretty good. There were some areas where I felt like it was a little bit slippery, but it was like a really small section versus a larger section or versus the whole painting. So that was very nice. And then, let me turn this back around. The drills themselves, let me find, oh, my trash is in here. Let me just get a smaller tray here. The drill quality was okay, but I do feel like I had quite a bit of trash for this size diamond painting. Now, my kind of mantra when it comes to trash drills is, as long as I have enough drills to complete the diamond painting, I'm really not going to complain about it. And I did. I had plenty of every color. But something that I noticed, again, with this batch of drills is how many just random little pieces I had. So I didn't have a ton of issues with the full-size drills. You can see there are a couple that just have extra, like, pooling at the bottom. But I had a ton of these just little irregular pieces of material. So a lot of those. I don't really know what was going on with that, but it is something that I noticed and I made a point to pull out so that I could show you in my trash drills. This trash drill container is from Bella Art de Nicole. A few years ago at this point, I did one of their Halloween mystery boxes. I think it's so cute. So that is it in terms of my thoughts on the actual diamond painting. I'll pop up another full-length image for you guys here. Let me know what you think. I'm very curious to hear other people's thoughts on the rendering, especially the face. Like, is it just me, or do we all feel the same about the face? Let me know in the comments. As far as my accessories, I went for a very typical black and orange theme for this diamond painting. So I already showed you my trash drill container from Bella Art de Nicole. My pen is from Axe and Iron on Etsy. Really pretty, orange and black with a little bit of glitter. My putty is the Trick or Treat scent from Excuse Me Designs. I love this one. I use it every Halloween. This cover minder, Not Your Basic Witch, is the Sanderson sisters. I believe I got this one from Galloway's Gallery. And my tray is from Catproof. This is one of their early trays. It doesn't actually have the branding on the bottom. So this is just their standard size. I can't remember. Is it the Lean Boy? I think is their standard size. So it's orange with the black grid lines. And then for my washi tape, I use this orange and black bat tape for the border and my sections. And then I just used a dark gray for my containers. So that is everything for this diamond painting. I really do think that she's beautiful. I'm so glad I worked on her. This is the diamond painting that kind of broke the no-buy. So I picked this one up when I also picked up my mystery box from dreamerdesigns. I had seen this one on their website when I was updating my wish list for Wishlist Wednesday, and I just absolutely fell in love with her. I think she is so beautiful. So that is going to do it for this week's Post Review Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!